like, he was trying to describe how nervous he was.
Okay.
He's like, I was so nervous, you couldn't put a nail up my ass with a sledgehammer.
Wow.
Welcome to Hawaii.
It's quite nervous. It's really nervous.
That was an amazing, detailed
Description,
bro.
Once you heard Undertaker start talking, you kind of like, why didn't you start that way, man? why all the silence?
Welcome to Pastor Kabsa. What's happening, people? Episode 33, I think. Not really sure. Episode 33. Welcome, everybody. Nice to have you here. Thanks to everyone listening to us. Thank you to all of our viewers on YouTube and our listeners across all the socials. The socials.
The socials.
It's your boy Adil. What's happening? What's popping? I missed ya. We want to try to make it light this week. Bullshit.
As always.
As always. I got the homie Turks,
Hey,
our household cat. I got the homie Shams right in front of me.
Hey, yo.
Still alive, still kicking. The answer to all the viruses. The vaccine.
The solution.
The sun and the sea, when they combine, they can see the sun.
And
Sun, sea.
Yes.
No, that's enough.
And they kill the
Okay.
virus.
And they killed the virus. All right, good times. What's happening, fellas?
It's all
how you
good.
doing, buddy?
What's popping? What's happening? I miss y'all. I saw y'all yesterday.
Yeah. It's been a long ass week with
But
you.
I saw it yesterday, but it was very positive, though.
Yes, it was.
Yesterday was very positive. It was one of the first times I actually look at your face and I think, okay, this was worth looking at y'all.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Such a change.
I know. It's
Mhm.
weird.
Yeah, I know.
And we should not accept that.
Mm-mm.
This should be like a once every year thing.
Nah, no. It's going to be
It
once.
should be our period.
It's good.
Anyway, so
I don't think you know how periods work.
Yeah.
no, I don't. No, I don't.
Not
I'ma
the
start
ones-
with this.
Not the ones in the books.
Since Manticum self, since I know everything about you guys for the last couple of days, how about
Yeah.
we just start real quick?
Go ahead.
Sure.
Good. All right. I'm gonna start with Warner Music.
Okay.
All right. You know Warner Music.
Warner Music?
Warner Music, the company,
Okay.
the giant of the music industry.
Music industry.
Okay.
Warner Music Group Corporation is close to agreeing to buy a minority stake worth $200 million of Rotana Music.
Interesting.
Uh,
But-
Whoa.
Did it tell you what the percentage is?
Not yet.
Okay.
They're in final talks. They reached out to His Royal Highness Prince Walid bin Talal. Shout out to Prince Walid bin Talal. No one got any comment back, but they're saying it's in the final stages.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So how does that work? They come here?
Do you want to know how I figured that out?
How?
Because I was watching the stock.
Okay.
mm,
And then someone told someone, and then I found it through the vast of bullshit that I've been going through.
Interesting.
And I was like, what? And then I started looking it up, then I found the articles about it. And it's not actually to be a thing. So they're in the final stage. I think like they said it might be announced by the end of this week. Or maybe like it could have been announced today. I have no idea.
So who do we know who Warner, like what kind of record collections they have?
Warner Music is the biggest one.
They are the biggest.
Yeah, they're the biggest. When you think of Interscope and everybody else, they're one of the giants. So if Warner run that decides, okay, look, here's the thing. If you've been paying attention, the music industry has been shifting in silence.
It's been moved. Okay, how's it been shifting?
They've been buying out people's masters more and offering them shitload of money,
We
or
heard
at least a huge percentage.
we heard that about Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
Yes.
And it's still, no one explained exactly what's going on, but when we heard it, he sold a certain percentage of it only. Some people say the whole thing, but I don't think it's the whole thing. 100 million for the whole Lil Wayne and Cash Money record and Young
It's
Money.
a little bit too much.
what do you mean
That's
by
too
massive?
little.
Too little.
So when you record, you get the masters. Basically, it's yours. This is your own intellectual property.
Mhm.
When you give it to a record company, they own it. After you pass away and they play it, they make the money off of it. It's theirs, not yours
Yeah.
anymore. You get a percentage off it.
Yeah.
If you own all your masters, like for example, do you remember Macklemore?
Mhm.
Macklemore, Chance the rapper, all of them, they became a big deal because they were people who were not part of a
Right.
music industry.
They just licensed
label.
their. Okay.
And they own 100% of all their music.
Mm.
Masters is a huge deal, especially if you want to live on. When Jay-Z left Rockefeller and he had a huge fight with Damon Dash,
He took his masters.
Damon Dash owned the masters.
Mm.
So they were going back and forth. He was trying to get his masters back.
It took him a minute to
Okay.
actually get that.
Yes,
done.
and he paid a lot to get that too.
And the idea is basically if you own your masters, so anytime your music is played, you are the person who makes the royalties off.
Yeah.
So if the label has them, then the label is the one that's making the royalties.
Basically, if you have a big heart and you think you're very strong, go play Marvin Gaye music somewhere.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Marvin
right,
Gaye's
yeah.
estate is very well known in the industry of chasing everybody.
Being the most difficult.
If you start a song with something that sounds like Marvin Gaye,
Okay.
like, which I forgot what his name did, some British singer. Who's the British ginger with the guitar?
Forgot his name.
There's quite a few.
No, there's one famous one. He's the leader of the pack.
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran, yes. He's the one who got sued. Because in one of his track or some shit like that, it sounded similar to Marvin Gaye, and the state just fucking filed a lawsuit. They're very hard to deal with.
Wow.
We want our money.
I've been like for years, I've been like listening to people having fights with that state, and that state keeps winning.
It's Marvin Gaye though.
It's Marvin Gaye, so he has a huge discography. A lot
Exactly.
of people are gonna want to listen,
And
or
a lot of
play.
people are influenced by him.
Mhm.
True, very true.
So, well, with that happening, the messes aside, so I think with Apple making some new changes to Apple Music to face Spotify, which is still in the work. Anybody who owns shares in Apple and who was part of the shareholder meetings, I think you heard anything about this.
Mhm.
I'm not part of it, but what I understand is that Apple is working on changing the idea of what Apple Music is and what Apple Podcasting is. And this is a goal that they've been working on.
They're making a shift there.
They're making a huge shift.
They've been trying for a while.
Now, is Jerry Iovine?
How
You know
have they
exactly
been
what I'm talking
how
about.
have they been trying for a while though? What's the shift that you're talking about?
I've been hearing about this, like, all the business meetings they're trying to have to kind of face what Spotify is doing to their business.
Which in the streaming sense of point
Yeah.
of view.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at the same time, you have
Before
the music
they took
industry.
Joe Rogan, they've been trying to figure that
Exactly.
out. Yeah.
And then the music industry is trying to figure out how they can make money off of streaming.
Mhm.
So something is happening. We
That's-
don't know what's happening. And Warner Music, I think someone at Warner Music said that this is, I don't know if it's off the record or not, but he said that we've been looking at the Middle East and how big of a market it is, and we wanted a share of that. And this is the best way for us to enter the market. So if even Warner Music is entering the market,
Mm.
this says a lot. Do you know why?
Why?
Because when it comes to music here, especially Arabic music, Al-Ghami is key.
Number one.
It's the boss.
Yeah.
True.
When Spotify is, I don't know, you guys know that because I shared it with you, but I don't know if everybody else knows. Spotify was testing like something similar to the Insta Stories. Remember that?
Mhm.
Al-Ghami is already doing that. Has been doing
Oh,
that.
well,
With, with artists.
Yes, with artists.
Okay.
Nice.
Yes. Okay. So I'm thinking Spotify's gonna do the same thing. We're gonna get to companies stealing from each other in a minute. Twitter, I see. you.
Snapchat is getting robbed left, right, and center. Yeah.
So that's gonna be ridiculous to see what Warner Music's gonna do.
I'm actually curious to see what they bring to the table because, I mean, I feel like there's a huge amount of Arabic music that's just locked in the vaults of record labels, across the region that hasn't really made it to the transition to streaming. So I would really like to see that happen in the sense of actually.
I
getting-
disagree. There's a lot of everything that we have is already on Al-Ghami.
I'm talking about a lot of the old school stuff.
You would talk about the old school stuff too.
Yeah?
Open up Al-Ghami one day before you speak money.
No, I remember.
What's going on?
I remember looking for a couple of Fairuz songs and not finding them. On
I got you.
Okay, so that was the thing that brought it to mind. Like, okay, these are songs that are quite well known. I'm not finding them here on Spotify specifically. That's what I'm talking about.
Good times. So we were not speaking about Spotify.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Don't be fooled by it. Warner Music is not here to make you rich. Warner Music is here to capitalize. So if you've been going solo and you can stay solo and you can hold on and build on your craft, do that. Do not jump on the ship of, Warner Music. Let me jump on Rotana now since it has Warner Music. They're going to come, they're going to try to take everything that's available in the market. So just keep eyes open. I know some of you are going to have to basically sell your souls because you want to for the fame. But
That's the music business.
yeah, just don't ruin it for everybody. Yeah, let's just say that. Speaking of that, I was on Saud's Insta Live yesterday. What a vibe.
Good times.
Wallah.
I came in
I actually saw that.
Here's the thing.
I jumped in for a few though.
I came in to cause havoc as I usually do as Pastor Kabsa.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I came in, I saw G talking, I saw Saud and talking to one of the homies, and I was like, oh, caught y'all bitches. Should I do this without me?
This is a good conversation. I'm glad to be here.
Like, oh, what's this? What's happening? So then I was gonna jump in and be like,
The asshole that you are.
no, I'm not being an asshole. It was in the name of Pastor Kabsa.
Mm.
I was an asshole for all of us.
Yeah, as a collective.
And the name
As
of the
a collective.
Exactly.
And then freaking Mansoud, he kept playing like beat after beat after beat. I'm
Good
like,
stuff.
all right, I'm good. I'm like, it went from me trying to figure out what to say to I'm just like,
Mm.
Okay.
I'm just bopping my head
Like,
to everything he's playing.
I'm here to actually enjoy this, not to ruin this at all.
Great. I just can't wait for the things that's coming up next from Saud, to be honest.
I actually jumped in on a few for. I think,
Jeed was posting, "Yo, play this, yo, play that," and I was like, "Jeed, he's not Siri. Like you have your own tracks, homie.
you need to be listening now. Like this is where you're listening. This is where you're sitting
No,
down.
no, they were having a conversation, and Jeed's like, "Yeah, but this is like that. This is like that," and then he's like, "Play this, play that. This is good." I'm like, "Yo, it's not Siri. All right, relax." Shout out to the homie Jeed, man. We love you, bro. I haven't called you back. I'm sorry, homie.
We've
He's
been-
gonna hear it
yeah,
here.
Yeah, exactly. We've been working. We've been working. So
Yeah, let's postpone till next week.
Exactly. That's a
If
good
he doesn't
idea.
see this episode, it's gonna be a problem. I gotta send him a message. Anyways, well, that's what I want to say about Warner Music.
Mm.
Let's stick to something around
What's
something else.
What else?
I want to go to the Insta stuff. I want to go to something else around here. Something that's really, really great. Have you seen what Poland's been doing lately?
What has Poland been doing? This?
So Poland and certain cities, Warsaw and a couple other cities, they decided that, you know what? We don't want these advertisements everywhere on the buildings. Take them out.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
صح عليهم. Well done.
Okay.
They went to museums. They went to everything that's like, all these huge billboards on buildings in the middle of the streets.
Okay.
And if you pass by a museum, you see on the windows, like it's all just like advertisements. Gone.
And they just did it like that.
No law. Remove.
Nice.
And it cleaned up. And the goal of it is just to clean up the city.
It's visual pollution.
Exactly.
Basically,
Mm.
is what it is.
Yeah. I thought that was amazing. And we don't have that problem here.
Not to that extent.
Yeah, not to that extent.
to that
Yeah, not to that extent. It's like when you walk around like London or New York, it's like when you go to town square, like what the hell, man?
But Times Square, I would avoid going to Times Square.
Yeah, that's a
honestly.
magazine.
Yeah,
That's not a street. That's not
exactly.
a
Yeah,
square.
but you do not avoid going to town square. That's just something you should all go.
I check. I would pass by. I'm like, okay.
You just said avoid.
I would avoid it
Yes.
on a regular. It's something that I would pass by. And
You
take
go
a
to
picture.
once, you
Exactly.
check out, and then you go, nope, not for me.
Exactly.
That's
Like,
it.
I'm not gonna come here again. Probably
Yeah.
not anytime soon. I always remember when
I totally disagree with you, but keep going.
really I always
As a tourist, you would want to go, especially late night.
and when you talk about billboards, I always remember how when you drive sometimes in Egypt, in Cairo, in the streets.
Yes.
That is the definition of visual
Oh
pollution.
my
In
god,
the sense of like literally having them going all the way up. a
bro!
building.
I remember when I was in Egypt. I was driving down. I was with my driver. I mean,
being driven
Uber.
down.
I was with an Uber. Do they have Uber? Anyway, so
Suffered.
he was what's the name? We were going to this place that I can't mention, and then I was going. There was like 6, 7 like complex buildings, right? Apartment complexes. There's like all around, and it had one advertisement divided into all the buildings.
Wow.
Oh,
It was Muhammad Salah.
wow.
I swear to God.
That's actually
No, it was
cool.
some candy. It
Was
was so yeah.
an ad?
It was an
Oh.
ad. It was an ad, and they had his face, and it was literally divided up on all the buildings.
Yeah, that candy's selling. People buying that candy, bro. Like people are buying that candy.
Oh, that's bad. I thought that was amazing.
That is
Honestly,
interesting.
it's a movement I would love to see happen across different cities, but then again, I think there's too much money involved in it. So
Yeah, I want to see that on the internet, to be honest. Just remove all the ads.
again,
But
there's,
how are they going to make money?
there's too much money involved in it. Like right now, when you're putting like the ad blockers and stuff, there are always websites that you go to that tell you, hey, if you want to come in, like you need to turn the shit off. So there's always going to be resistance against it. Is what I'm saying.
Of course, they want to make money. It's very hard. As a businessman, it's very, very hard to understand where's the line of me trying to get exposure for my brand and where I'm being غثيف. قاعد أغث أم الخلق. Putting my shit every single corner, and then every time you open up your phone, I'm in a sponsored ad or whatever. It's you. I don't know what's the balance.
Well, it's accepted because you're used to it, because you've already grown up with it. You've seen
But-
advertisement
yeah,
everywhere.
but it's not accepted. We ignore it. It's not accepted.
Dude, I remember there was this game on Xbox. Okay, I don't remember what the game was, but at the beginning, you had the start menu. It was a cityscape basically, and one of the buildings was very close, and you had a billboard on it, and that billboard kept changing every week, depending on who's putting ads in that game. It was
That's
sick.
ridiculous,
That's too much,
bro.
That's too much. They're everywhere.
Games have been doing it for a minute now. Big games have been doing it for a couple of years. Like having that.
No.
regular-
Games have been making
No,
money off of
Not
skins.
an actual billboard on a building in the start menu.
Not in
that
the start
kept
menu.
changing.
Yeah, not in the start menu. Like I
Yeah.
remember having Call of Duty. I think like in the middle of the game, some of the levels that you go to have advertisements like in the middle of the levels.
I don't remember that
It's,
at all. I
But
don't
at,
remember
at
that.
the same time, I think when you look at the trend of technology and how things started off and how things are going, it's getting more difficult to get away from ads. It's not getting easier.
Well, that's the thing. That's exactly what I was just asking. Chances repeating my words.
And where do you draw the line? There is no one who can draw the line because different countries and different people are going to have different standards.
No, we can draw the line. If we say we don't like it, then people will take action. But the thing is, we always thought, oh, it's none of our business. We don't own this building. We don't own this street. This is like غصب عنا. So we have to accept all these advertisements and you keep walking.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good thing here, at least, that if you start getting like random messages and random calls, you can just call STC and Mobile and ask them to, block.
But that's a different thing I'm talking about.
Still spamming advertisements.
Yeah, I'm not talking about just spamming. I'm talking about as a business, where is the line that... okay, explain it this way so I can give you better context. So let's use Pasta Kabsa, right?
Mhm.
Pasta Kabsa, as it is, the greatest brand on the world. It's معروف. Pasta Kabsa, Apple, and then Rolex. Anyway, so
Good list, bro. Good list.
Bugatti, then
Okay,
Bentley, then Rolls Royce. I don't know how it's Rolls Royce under Bentley. I'm sorry, but anyway.
It's there.
So let's say when you're that type of brand, when you're that big, you don't have to advertise, right? Just like Apple, just like Rolex. The advertisement is very specific and very niche in certain places.
I mean,
That's it.
Rolex is niche and specific. Apple, if they have new products, they'll definitely
Hello.
go do a
Now,
campaign.
let's say I was Levi's. I would, put Levi's aside. I was H&M.
Oh, you're gonna advertise. Yeah, you're gonna advertise.
So where is the line that I say, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna advertise in this area, or I'm gonna be this is how far I'm gonna spend on advertising in a month. Like, what is it? Is it let me just spam the fuck out of everybody until people hate my shit? Or is it, you know what? Let me just throw money into marketing and then whatever comes from it, I'll see what sticks and I'll stay on it.
No, throwing money into marketing is never going to help you because you need to have an objective. That's first of all. And when you know your objective and you figure out what your budget is, you need to figure out who you're trying to target, who you're trying to reach. So there's multiple levels of you trying to figure out what it is that I want to do in order for you to do it effectively.
Hello. So let's talk about H&M. I'm in the airport. I'm in the streets. I'm on your phone. I'm in your sponsored ads. I'm in your socials. I'm in every single place that you look.
So the next time you pass by an H&M, which is very likely to be, depending on the city where you are, it's going to happen, once a week. You're like, oh, let me pass by and see what they have.
So you're wrong. So you don't know H&M. So H&M, every single week there's something new.
That's true.
Every single week something new has to drop. I don't know how good it is here in Saudi, to be honest, but I remember in the US and Australia.
It's not as good.
What do you mean?
Here,
I don't know. Again,
it's
I don't
not as
know.
good.
But I remember over there, man, it was always packed. I remember one that was like down the street in the center of the city that was 3 floors. And it was packed every single day. There's always something coming. And everyone just buying. Cool. Now you have all that coming in. Why are you advertising everywhere, man?
I have a website just in case.
Anyway, that question is never going to be answered because I understand it. As a businessman, I understand it. I understand the purpose of it. And I understand the idea of brand awareness. And I understand the idea of that, expand your reach and see what you get and just keep going if it's working. I understand all of that.
It's not only about expanding your reach. I mean, why are Pepsi and Cola still advertising?
Top brand.
They're already everywhere.
Top of mind thinking. Like I want you to
Exactly.
always be,
Coca-Cola and Pepsi, they come to me once a year, twice a year, depending on occasion.
bro. Every time
I'm fine with that.
Every time we watch a match,
Yeah.
we see a Pepsi ad every single time.
Every YouTube.
No, it's the same ad just being repeated.
Yeah, but I mean,
Exactly.
that's how.
That's because beIN Sports has no other
Exactly.
sponsors.
Like that's how it's Pepsi and PlayStation.
If it was cheap, a channel would be there, but it's not.
Pepsi and PlayStation. Like that's all.
That's different. Those are the big boys. Again, they understand where the market is.
But the idea is,
Hello. Let's stick with it. They understand where the market is. They're exactly where they need to be.
yeah, true.
They're not in every single corner.
Yeah, true. Also true.
So, like, when is it that you think, like, when do you scale back? Is when people's like, yo, man, you're annoying? That's when you scale back?
I think I know that there are some brands that don't scale back. I know there are plenty of brands.
Yeah,
on
there's
the
some.
streets. There are plenty
They're
of
just
brands.
flooding.
Not just flooding. It's that. So you have the billboards, right? You have the billboards that are big. You have the billboards that are small. The small ones are called moopies. Okay, the big ones are called
They're called moopies.
Moopies.
It's
Okay.
adorable.
The big ones, the ones on a stand, are called megacoms, right?
Okay.
So I know.
It's culturally correct.
Wow.
Okay.
you don't know the worlds of posters.
Wow.
These-
Moopies
yeah.
and some Transformers shit.
Okay, and,
basically.
megacoms, right?
yeah.
That's
Okay.
actual
Mega what?
megacoms.
Okay.
Okay.
I
you gotta
understand
say
that.
it with a gravity.
Yeah.
Mega call.
Okay,
It's calm as in communication because it's huge. That's why it's mega.
and it's mega. Yeah, probably. I don't know. Those are the two.
How about moopies? Explain that.
No idea, bro. I'm
Okay.
just giving you the words here.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
So I know that there are some people, some advertisers that are literally paying for networks across the city 52 weeks of the year. They never stop advertising.
Mm.
The only time they actually stopped advertising was during COVID. That was the only time I noticed that some of those networks that I drive by every time I
Talking about the shawarma, McDonald's, Burger
McDonald's,
King.
exactly.
exactly.
Yes.
You know, so there's plenty of those, you know, that want to always be, you know, in your face. And you don't
Mm.
blame them because in, let's say, for example, the food space, there's plenty of competition, right? When it comes to phones, it's all about poaching, you know, people from the other network. I've been seeing STC ads for the past 10, 15 years. Never really got me to switch to STC. Halas,
Oh, they got me. But yeah.
okay, they got you because not of the ads though, right? Because of the services, because of the payments.
Yep.
So,
Why'd you go to mobile though?
you know, different
Yeah,
reasons.
exactly. Be
Different
honest.
reasons.
Be honest. Like,
No.
they never got me to switch.
I actually left STC because I had an issue with my line.
Mhm.
And then, you know,
And then you got all the extra benefits of being a mobile.
Mobile member, plus
Mobile family member.
special, you know,
Exactly.
with
So
the special-
that's a bullshit excuse that
with
I'm
the-
not gonna
with the
accept.
special. No, but that's no longer the case though. Why am I still
Mhm.
there?
Why are you still there?
Yeah.
Because you're lazy. You're lazy. Unless SCC comes to yo, Isma, here's the new SIM.
Mm.
Give me your SIM. You are now a member of STC.
Nah, nah,
you
Chance-
will not go switch.
Chance is gonna go like, nah, I'm
Yes,
brand
he
loyal.
will lose money.
I am brand
He
loyal
will
on
lose
this.
money
I actually-
before switching.
I actually have a good package and I like my package and I'm not changing my package
Okay.
for shit. So that's actually why I'm not switching.
Okay.
I'm in danger.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying, man, keep your
Okay.
package to yourself, homie.
I got a good deal.
Okay, cool. We just talked about how these big boys are basically controlling. Let's say they're flooding the market with advertisements. All the restaurants.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
I think it's unfair when the little guy that has a new business that has to go spend so much money on influencers to get his word out can't afford to keep up with these guys in the street. So I think there should be a cap.
I mean, by who?
I'm trying to be fair by the government. By who else?
Okay. On
Yeah,
advertisement per
I
year.
does it come up?
Hey, no,
Yeah.
no. No,
A cap and how much you can spend on advertisements per year.
how are you going to measure that cap? Is it the same thing applies online and offline? If I'm doing something off
No,
the streets?
no. Well, I'm talking about just the streets right now.
I mean, okay. I think the best advertisement has always been word of mouth and will always be word of mouth. Hearing about something through somebody you know, a personal recommendation is always the best thing. So if I was a small restaurant, if I actually started Kabushi, the way of getting the word out would be through inviting people through a soft launch. I'll throw away a week worth of meals of costs just to get the word out. And that's how I start getting my momentum building.
Mm.
I'm saying that's how I would do it. There's plenty of ways to target people digitally right now through social media. Even though we hate on it, that's the problem. Even though we complain about how invasive it might be, when you're in that space, when you're that player, if you're not taking advantage of those tools, you're losing out because somebody else is.
Small businesses are paying more money in marketing than McDonald's. Let me explain that. That's
Scale.
I know it's completely false, but let me explain that. I know McDonald's spends way more money, but McDonald's just wants to be in the conversation. It's putting itself out there for you to just remember that it exists. But if you're a small business, you know every penny you put, you need a return on investment. So, yellow, I did your soft opening. Hello? I did the month of influencers. I did another month of like normal advertising and SEOs and stuff like that. Hello? 4th month. What am I supposed to do?
Keep it going.
See what I mean?
Choo. See, my issue with the influencers part is you can't really accurately measure the ROI. Okay, I get somebody to talk about me today. Boom, tomorrow I have a shitload of sales. Okay, after tomorrow, what happens? The day after that, what happens? Like, how can I know that if I'm spending 50K or 100K?
The same way when you pay 50K for a commercial, you see what happens after the commercial. You see exactly what's your return on
I
investment.
mean, you can get metrics off the commercial, can't you? Number of people who watch the commercial.
Well, it depends. Well, yeah, the timing and so on and so
Impression
on.
and
But
reach
so
and
that
all
doesn't
that.
mean that people watching the commercial means they're going to come to you. There's a difference.
True.
Who's going to walk into the door? Influencers will get people to walk into the door.
For sure.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that goes without a doubt. Influencers are very powerful here.
It's basically celebrity word of mouth.
Why would Makeup Forever and Maybelline bend the fucking knee and come to these little unknown Arab girls on the Gulf and start sponsoring them?
Want to jump in on the market?
Yeah, because they know that they have more impact than them putting a commercial out there or putting an advertisement inside the mall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It has an incredibly large impact, but how do you measure it? And that's
Well, that's exactly what I just explained to you right now. The problem with influencers is not how do you measure it, is that who follows them, from where do they follow them? Because that's information that they don't even have. They'll give you like bullshit there, like, yeah, 58% of my followers are from Riyadh. Cool. But that's not true.
like that's not actually accurate.
That's not accurate. Any data, any statistic, it's not accurate. If you go to YouTube Analytics, it says demo on the top.
We know that much.
Podcast says demo. Apple, if you go to Apple Analytics, it tells you demo.
I don't remember even the last time we saw our numbers on Apple.
We know the shit out of
Yeah.
it. It was so awful.
Do they still exist?
It's so wrong, man. It's not accurate even for a split second.
We
which is
have
very
more than
weird.
15 people watching us on a regular basis and listening to us. We know that.
And then on
Apple.
and then on our other feed it says 1,000.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then we have 1,000 people talking to us. Like, all right, who's lying here?
Okay.
We are.
Yes.
No, but hold up. How's like what is it? Iceland? Poland?
Yeah.
How's like all the marketing agencies? How are they reacting to this?
It's a brave new world.
Yeah, exactly.
How are they gonna advertise? How are they gonna...
Well, I need to actually look more into that because all the articles that I found was about that law going into place, and it wasn't about people suffering and taking losses.
I wouldn't call marketing people, but
I know.
Yeah.
But the guy in front of me is right there is a marketing guy.
that's why I don't call them people.
Like,
That's a lot of our marketing friends are watching this one. They're like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
I know some good marketing people, but this guy, I mean,
like sometimes we kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Good times.
Good times.
That's it.
Good times.
That's about
That's
it.
it.
All right, thanks for coming. I'm
no,
joking. I still got more
So
stuff.
today was actually the first day of the FII as well. So
Today launched. Yes, it's a
today
2-day
was the
event.
launch. It's a 2-day event, and because
It's on right now, so that's why we can't give you guys full updates.
yeah,
Mm.
we've
Let
been
it finish.
we were watching, but we had to do this, so
Yes,
we're no longer watching.
I know.
They had Usain Bolt come on. So
That's
this
cool.
year they're actually doing it differently. It's called the Neo Renaissance. That's the theme of the year, and because of the whole COVID situation, so I think a majority of the people that were supposed to be panelists and stuff are doing it virtually. So they have this thing called an XR studio, which is like an immersive experience
Mhm.
where you're like sitting down and like it's like you're having conversation with a full screen with the person on like somewhere else in the world. It's
I
pretty
don't.
cool.
Is it like Megatron Skype or what exactly? are we talking?
Kind of like it's like a stepping into. Remember that thing where you step into a room, but it's like a stage. So the whole stage is like a screen where the graphics change and you can actually communicate with people and stuff like that.
Okay, interesting.
So yeah,
I mean, you suck at
We're-
explaining ideas, but interesting.
okay.
I just
Yeah.
ignored the whole
I
conversation.
don't understand it. but
I
cool.
just ignored it.
We'll
Please
it
show
to
me
you.
later. Yeah,
we'll show it to
I
you
think
later.
I need to see this.
Have you heard about Twitter Spaces?
Twitter Spaces.
Yes.
No.
Have you heard about Clubhouse?
No.
So Clubhouse.
Sounds like we're about to get okay. We're about to get beaten by a bunch of new apps. Okay.
No. So Clubhouse was actually very different than everybody else. Think of Zoom without the video. So it was basically you can create a room, people can come in, you can have conversations.
Oh, you're talking about house party.
No, house party is video.
Okay.
Okay. This is just audio.
Oh, okay.
So it's like Discord.
A Discord is text.
No, Discord is audio.
It's audio. Gamers use it a lot for chatting and everything. Yeah.
The one that I'm on, that Booz sent me,
Yeah.
everybody's texting. I'm
Yeah.
here. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm out. I'm like, all right, bros. Yeah, I got nothing to say.
They're just letting you know where they are at a certain moment in time.
I'm not part of that scene.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, anyway, so it's this new app that's launched in the States and it's getting popular. Okay, people making their rooms, inviting people on, people have conversations, intellectual conversations. Okay, it's not like
Also, like chat rooms, kind of like that.
yes, but everybody has his mic on all at the same time. Everyone can go back and forth.
Okay.
Hello, it's still in the rollout phase. Oh, shout out to Shog. She sent me a message. She got me an invite. I've been waiting to get an invite on it for a minute.
This is Clubhouse.
Yeah,
Okay.
and she got an invite. So thank you so much. Because I was looking at Twitter Spaces. Twitter Spaces is basically that.
So wait, Discord is with people you know.
It's not
so
Discord.
the same
It's
thing.
called a Clubhouse. Don't,
Okay,
don't
no,
mess it up.
He's trying to explain.
I know. I'm not the one to explain in his way. I
Yeah.
want to explain exactly what it is. The app.
I'm separating between the one I mentioned, the one that you
Mm.
mentioned. That one works with people you know. This one you're telling me works with strangers.
Anyway, The specifics of it, you can figure out later on because I want to talk about something else that has to do with Spaces.
Okay.
Spaces is basically Clubhouse. This is another move, like the same way they stole Snapchat's ideas. Twitter went ahead, like, you know what? I'm just going to go take over the whole market and say, we're introducing Twitter Spaces.
Okay.
Let me read you the lingo, right? Spaces is a place to come together, built around the voices of the people using Twitter, your Twitter community. All right?
Okay.
I don't think Twitter understands Twitter, but okay.
Spaces are live for as long as they're open. Once ended, they will no longer be available publicly on Twitter.
Okay, so it's like a story. It's like a temporary thing. You need to jump on it while it's there.
Yeah, someone starts it up and then everybody comes in and has a conversation. Hold on, let me go to their what's name. They have
Anybody can jump in and have a conversation. That sounds like room
Audio or text?
audio.
Oh.
All right, let's go to their website lingo.
Sounds room for trouble.
Actually, let's go to the Twitter. Hey, we're live. What up, y'all?
Hmm.
Yo, I hate companies who do that shit.
No, they're talking to you. They're having a conversation.
So yeah, we always walk in and say, yo, what up, y'all?
Yeah.
That's what we all do, right?
I think I say that a lot.
You never walk in and say, what up, y'all?
I say
Look,
that.
yo, what's happening? What's good?
What to do?
What it do? Yeah, that's exactly yours. Yeah. What it do, Scooby-Doo? We're the team behind Spaces, a small experiment focused on the intimacy of the human voice.
Mm.
Aw. Yo, give me that marketing lingo, the intimacy of the human voice.
It's quite intimate.
I'm gonna knock that out.
Okay.
The human voice can bring a layer of connectivity to Twitter through emotion, nuance, and empathy, often lost in text.
Very true.
Oh yes, yeah.
Very true.
We
See, y'all can't even tell my sarcasm sometimes.
well, can I finish, my guy? Can I finish?
Please do.
We see this with voice tweets and voice DMs. Sometimes, first off, Twitter doesn't have voice DMs.
I never heard of voice tweets.
Voice tweets is new.
No, it's a couple of months old. What are you
Yeah,
talking
it's
about?
like-
Almost a year
it's
old
new
now.
Feature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Rather than tweeting, you just put a voice note.
and it's stupid.
I think this was during COVID, right?
Yeah,
Like, I think it came out during
It came
COVID.
out during COVID.
Yeah.
and it's
Wow.
stupid. I repeat that.
We see this with voice tweets and voice DMs. Sometimes 280 isn't enough. And voice gives people another way to join the conversation.
It's all about joining the
conversation,
conversation, bro.
That's how better. We saw joining the conversation. What happened?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got too loud.
Yeah, it got too loud and the Capitol fell down.
Yeah.
Our new experiment brings people together. No, it doesn't.
Mm.
To connect directly in an intimate conversational space. Bro, this marketing lingo is awesome.
That's
Yeah.
great, bro.
We imagine, by the way, they're doing that thing. Remember I told you no caps at all, whatever it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Doing the same thing.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, and you cursed me out, bro. You need to put caps. You need to put
And any punctuation though?
Yeah, none.
No
We
punctuation?
imagine the best spaces to feel like where's it? Oh, we imagine the best spaces to feel like a well-hosted dinner party.
Okay.
Y'all don't understand the internet? Seriously?
They're trying to build dreams.
I'm not done. Wait for the next sentence.
Okay.
Y'all rolling your eyes. Y'all rolling eyes. We know, but stay with us. This is awesome.
Okay.
This is awesome.
Okay.
I feel like I will stay with them.
Twitter, you know you're white. I'm joking. Anyway, our new experiment brings people together to connect directly in an intimate conversation. Oh, my bad, I said that. At a bomb dinner party. At a bomb dinner party.
They actually say
Yeah,
bomb.
you know, every
No,
time I walk around, I say bomb.
Okay, I need to say bomb. I
Right
need to
here,
actually
right here,
say
my
it.
guy. Right here, the first one. Look at it. And I'm not giving you my phone.
Oh shit! They actually
Yep.
said bomb.
At a bomb dinner party, you need.
Oh my God.
Hold on. You don't need to know everyone to have a great time, but everyone feels comfortable at the table. This sounds like my dinner parties.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted spaces to have that magic feeling too. No, it won't. How the fuck would it feel? I'm sitting in my underwear while I'm talking to y'all.
Mm.
Anyway, so how does this first test version work? We are giving spaces to a very small, now they became a company. Okay.
Mm.
We are giving spaces to a very small feedback group. People in the group will be able to create spaces for their followers and other people on Twitter to join. They'll have full control over who cannot speak in their space.
There we go.
All right.
Okay.
Ooh.
Other features we're testing, reactions similar to hand gestures. I don't know what the fuck that means.
So it was like, hey, look at me, I'm here.
A very early version of live transcriptions. You're gonna have a hard time getting me.
Mm.
Okay.
I
Oh, they
try
got
to-
y'all. I guess. Yeah.
No, they wrote y'all.
Yeah.
Reporting and blocking. Okay. Sharing tweets in spaces. So I bring a tweet, yo, look at what this moron said, and then everybody we just got on it. Okay. Anyway, we'll be mainly using DMs at Twitter Spaces to communicate with those in the feedback group, but we might share some updates and insights too, which reminds us we should introduce ourselves. The people tweeting are, he gave me like some weird names, a product designer, a researcher, an engineer. We're only representatives of a much larger team. We're following some of them. Okay, all right, cool. It's awesome how you will give me bomb, medresh. Then when it comes to the Oh, you want information about it? Other features. It became white
Wait,
again.
when is this coming out?
It's already rolled out right now
Okay.
as a demo, and some people are on it. There's Shog that follows us. She's been like in good touch. I've been following her also, so I've seen what you've been doing.
Okay.
So she's on both, I think, right now.
So I create a room and I invite people to come and talk to me. And I can only the only people that can talk are the people that I invite in
The only people that can talk are people that you allow
to
to
talk.
speak.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Sounds very
Like a gay French emperor.
Not you. No.
You shall speak now. Okay, so that sounds
I've had enough.
Enough of you now. Just give it. Now you.
Try this new thing. Laugh with the mic in front of you.
Okay, no, okay.
Like, why you have to run away?
I'm curious how many people they'll allow in. That's the question, I guess.
I think Clubhouse is around like 8 or 9 or 10 or something like that. Some big number.
Okay, because it might get a little bit too loud in there.
Shamsi, this wasn't made for you, bro.
No?
No, this wasn't made for you.
I'm interested to see how it works.
No, intimate goof. That's all it is.
Really?
You come, you get a peek, think about it, it's like, yo, I don't like this, man. This is
I
trash.
think I'm gonna listen.
Have
first.
any of you been to like a Zoom party? thing?
Yes, not a Zoom party, but I've been zooming.
But you haven't been like through those like, oh, everyone speak amongst yourselves kind of thing.
Oh, hell no.
That sounds
Hell no.
like hell.
I have
How
life.
does that work?
I can't do that.
Actually,
You got like multiple screens. Like you
Okay.
can skip through pages with faces all over,
okay.
and there's like groups of people talking. I haven't been on one, but they look like a nightmare. بالنسبة لي أنا فاهمنا.
Who are those people?
I think
People
Turks is
stuck in
talking about
quarantine.
webcam girls. I think that's a
No,
different
no, that's-
conversation,
hey.
Turks.
Is that Omegle?
That does
'Cause
not
that
have-
had-
no,
that had
no.
a different audience as well.
Wait,
Do you have coins?
Mm.
Do you have to pay with tokens?
I think everyone was trust. Okay,
Does it ka-ching? You know?
Does it sound a bell when you give money?
Does it twinkle as well?
Turks, when you're talking to people, do you have to go to a private room?
wow.
Wow.
Just asking simple questions.
Does it get hotter in the room as it goes
No
on?
wonder they were
Mm.
naked. Yeah, that makes sense now.
Are there any bodies? Anyway,
Okay, so
I'm not gonna go that far.
I hate
So
you guys.
during COVID, we did like a Zoom Eid. That's what we did. So during Eid, we had like an
Okay, that's a
hour.
Zoom party then.
Okay, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said.
But not everybody was talking at the same time.
How many screens were there?
I was on one screen.
Yeah.
And there were
He was on his phone. You know?
no,
Yeah.
I was on a laptop, and there was like a good 15 screens in front of me.
Was everyone talking at the same time?
No,
The Chamsies, when they talk together, they're like prisoners.
exactly.
They're just standing
We
there.
use emojis that look like hand gestures to ask for permission.
Oh.
Exactly.
So like someone's talking Chamsies like this for like 5 minutes. Just raising his hand, waiting for his turn.
May I, sir?
So you guys already have Twitter Spaces,
May
man.
I join the
Exactly.
Yeah,
His
you already
family's
did.
Twitter Spaces.
See, to be honest, I joined it once, and I was like,
Okay.
okay, this is not fun. We should do
Then
this.
that's
We should do this in person.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I love
That's
you
why
all.
you won't like Twitter Spaces. That's not gonna be yours. And that's
Your
the same
kids are gonna hate you in the
experience.
future. I'm gonna tell you right
That's
now.
gonna be the same experience, dude.
No, I'm gonna tell you. Your kids are gonna hate
I
you.
think it depends on
Any
the
new feature that's automatically just disqualified.
No, I think it depends on the space, like the kind of content that you're craving. Like I would
Is
imagine
Zoom dying out? That's what I'm asking here.
No,
Zoom dying out? Hell no.
Is
No,
it
no.
dying out? Was it just a
not
product?
now, but it will hit.
It will be,
Was its success a product of the quarantine only?
Yes.
But then once quarantine is over, they're gone.
people are still
Well,
gonna use
And
well,
it.
if
they're
you
not-
if you want to see that, you have to look at their stock.
Okay.
You know what? Let me roll up right now for you.
Yeah. Check it out.
So their
what-
stock
what-
hit hard. Go ahead. My bad.
What I'm thinking is maybe Twitter and what was it? House Party? Not House Party.
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse saw the potential in that and tried to develop an experience around it.
In what way?
And new Zoom had that idea of having like a Zoom party where everyone can chill and
Have a conversation.
Exactly. But now that people are out of quarantine, nobody's using Zoom. But is there still a need for that experience?
For the Zoom experience?
Yes.
I mean,
For the Zoom party experience. Because that's what they're
The
giving.
Zoom wasn't the party that made it pop. Zoom made it pop because it was
Work.
easy for work and it was
just-
Yes,
much better than
exactly.
everything else.
Exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
So
But for that, you already have established programs and apps that give you that experience.
the fact
like
that
Zoom, like
Like
Skype,
Zoom.
you mean?
Yeah, you got Microsoft Teams and you got WebEx and you got.
But
all
I
those
think
things.
Microsoft Teams is it's a subscription.
It is. It's companies.
Yeah,
For
so-
business, I think the companies are already gonna.
So
have
if
that
I work
subscription.
alone, do I have to buy my own subscription?
or from also,
Basically.
I'm a small business.
Yeah, I'm a small business of one guy.
Yeah. That's
freelance or
the
whatever.
same
Well,
logic of Photoshop. And
Let's look at Zoom. All right,
Adobe
Zoom and the 24th of November 2019, it was valued at per stock was $74, and went down to like $69, 67, 66. All right, now let's see when it starts climbing.
I'm in March.
Nope. At 16th of January, it was at 75. 2nd of February, it was at 86. 23rd of February was 105.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
It was much earlier.
March 110, and it started peaking at April. It was at 151, and from there it just went ridiculous. June it was at 266.
There we go.
All right.
Yep.
And then in August it went down to 231, and then in September it went to 500.
That's what I'm talking about.
What?
Okay.
That's-
In September. All right. And then the highest peak was 18th of October for $568 per stock. And then now, today, as of now, it's $379.
It's still way much higher than it should be.
Yeah, but
But
again,
it dipped.
yeah, it dipped. And that's to answer that question. I think if they're going to force businesses to keep open from now on, I'm talking about abroad, and companies will be forced to stay open. Not forced, but you have to live with COVID.
Encouraged.
You have to live with COVID, and companies say come back to work. Yeah, Zoom is going to be dying out. That's the only way. If there's still quarantining countries, if people are still on lockdowns, which is what's happening right now,
Yeah.
Zoom's still going to
I
survive.
think that's
So I think it'll float down to 200s maybe, and then I think it'll stay on that for a minute before it drops down again. I don't think it's going to see 60, 70 unless there's. Well, right now in the stock market, I feel like there's a bubble that's going to burst soon.
Yeah, but
it's gonna hurt us.
You're still talking about the business side of Zoom, but there is still
the demand. He's talking about demand. Are you that's what you're doing?
No.
No, it's technically, yeah, there is a demand for Zoom, and right now it's purely business. Nobody's still using Zoom to socialize. Back in quarantine,
no one ever used Zoom to
no,
socialize.
back in quarantine, people did.
People use Zoom because universities were using it, companies were using it, and since I'm already on it, let me get other people to get on
Exactly.
it. Yeah, that's about
Yes.
it. But that
And
wasn't.
that social aspect is gone now.
No, but if you want,
I don't think that this was a big piece of their pie that they were focusing on, having Zoom parties or whatever. I think it's just people doing that.
Mhm.
I think it was just a thing on the internet, and it wasn't something that was always happening over there.
I mean, if you wanted to talk to somebody, I'm talking about myself. If I wanted to talk to somebody during quarantine, I would just FaceTime them. Zoom was specifically a work function.
Yeah, but the guys we had, like we were on
House party.
house party. We were on Snapchat for a while. We were like figuring out how to like link up all of us with different phones and stuff to hang out. And that's what they're trying to do. But is there still a demand for it? There was a demand when
I
we
have
were in
no
quarantine,
idea.
but right now,
I have no idea. I agree with that right now because at the beginning of quarantine, no one's going anywhere anyway.
exactly.
Yeah. So I think right now people are like, you know what? I had a year of COVID.
I want to
like,
go out.
Yeah,
I want to see people.
I'm done. You saw Champ say how he went ridiculous and crazy when he was stuck at home.
Oh yeah,
So
absolutely.
imagine that now with everybody out. I don't think he would have had a problem. I don't think I would have had a
it was
problem.
cool.
Champsy had a
I
problem.
enjoyed it, to be honest.
Y'all are living.
Yeah.
Y'all are living without me.
Exactly.
Live as I'm tuning.
Life is passing me by while I am home alone.
Oh man, great times. Great times. Quick note before you bounce. Turks doesn't like talking about politics, so I'll try my best not to talk about politics. I had a great conversation yesterday with a good friend of mine that's a Democrat. All right, actually works in the DNC.
Okay.
High school friend, really great guy. And we had conversations about like random things that's been happening and stuff like that. And I told him, I am not looking forward to your party doing anything. I'm not looking forward to your party socializing with anybody. I hope the whole country quarantines itself for the next 4 years and not have a conversation with nobody.
Here.
And he was like, it's time to get things on the right path.
Uh-huh.
I was like, you need to kiss my ass. That's one.
That's that liberal white.
And then we
savior.
had a good conversation. See, when I was a teenager, I had different friends, right? So I had my homies that I used to hang out with and had other people that I hang out with, and I never mixed them between each other. And my experiences with certain people are different than other people. So I was telling him, I was like, I was harassed by the police when I was in the States. And he was like, when? I don't remember. Like, well, first of all, I didn't live with you. So
You weren't there.
and I was trying to explain to him, and he was like, we got stopped once and we were fine. Now, I'm going to tell you a story about how we got stopped once. All right. I'm going to tell you 3 stories that has to do with either getting stopped. I don't think I ever told you guys these stories.
Please do tell.
All right, let's go with this. And hopefully, I don't care. Anyway, So I'm gonna tell you a story about me getting stopped with someone who's Saudi and someone who's not. And I'm gonna tell you a story about getting stopped with 2 Arab guys and 2. No. I'm gonna give you the breakdown
Okay.
from Kev. And I'm gonna give you the third stop that I had with Chris.
Okay.
All right. So I used to race. My pops, God bless his soul, he bought me a race car when I was in high school, and I used to go on the weekends and race. This was before Fast and Furious, before everything else.
Okay.
This is how far back it was. All right.
Yeah.
And
We're firmly within the 90s here.
so yes.
Okay.
So we used to go and we race every single week. And now my racing buddies are different than my homies. My homies, they don't give 2 shits about racing. It's about making money. When they come with me, there's stacks of dollars with us and hundreds.
Okay.
Because, oh, you want to race this? Oh, how about we race this? And then I make some money. Because my car was so powerful.
Okay.
Right? It wasn't like as powerful as what cars are today. But back then in the 90s, I had a good run.
Mm.
All right.
So my boys would come with me and collect money. My race car boys would come with me to talk about race cars and just talk about cars in general.
Okay.
So these are 3 different times. I'm gonna tell you the first time. It was me, my homie Masi. Shout out to the homie Masi. I love you so much. And Hussein. Hussein is Saudi. My family were diplomats in the States. So my father always told me, he's like, listen, if you ever get in trouble, never show your diplomatic ID. If you can avoid it, avoid it. We don't want no drama with them. We don't want no problems. And if it's something dumb, just take it on the chin and just keep walking. So I was telling him the story. This happened before I bought a car. I think I was 16 at the time. Me and Hussein and Masi, we get in the car. We're driving around. Hussein had a 1989 Kabsa in the States. It was brown.
Mhm.
Okay?
Okay.
Red interior.
Wow.
Okay.
Staying true his roots.
All right?
Done.
So we were driving around. He just got his license, right?
He was happy with that car.
Masi doesn't have his license. I don't have my license, right? He's driving. I'm in the back, and they're both in the front. And we're having conversation. We're putting tape decks in, and we're playing random
You're
stuff.
having fun. You're enjoying your time. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
We're driving through a neighborhood. I'm not gonna say its name. And then
This is New York.
no. This was in Virginia,
Okay.
right? Whoop whoop. Like, all right. Oh, cops. All right. Saying you do anything? No, we're good. All right, we're good. We're good. All right, good. All right. Pulls us over. Come. They look at us. The first thing he said, "Where y'all from?"
Mm-hmm.
Right?
See some brownies in here.
Yeah. Exact. So Masi took out his ID. I took out my ID, and Hussein took out his driver's license and registration and so on. I gave it to them. And he looks at him. He looks at me. And looks at our names. All of us. Me and Hussein were Saudis. And Masi is from Pakistan, right?
Oh, wow.
Like, who are these weirdos, right? And then he's like, "Where are y'all from?" So Hussein was like, "Oh, me and this guy were from Saudi, and yeah, this guy's from da 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 da." And then Masi was like, "But we're Americans." Like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's American. Okay, we're not. Automatic pops the doors open, like, get out. Put us on the wall, start searching us. Until now, I'm quiet. I gave him my regular ID. I didn't say anything. I didn't give my diplomatic. I had nothing. I'm just minding. I'm listening to what my pops told me. Searches Masi. Nothing on him. Searches Hussein. The problem with Masi lisanu kida.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right?
You started talking shit.
Masi does not, if you do not make sense to me as a human being, I'm not going to listen to you.
Okay.
So the whole time he's trying to search Masi. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Masi's a straight dick.
That's annoying as hell. Okay.
So then they searched me, they searched all of us, they found nothing else. They took us back, they started talking shit in our face. You know, what are you doing here? What are you in this neighborhood? It wasn't even a bad neighborhood. It wasn't our neighborhood. We were not white enough to be in that neighborhood. Let's just put it that
simple
way.
as that.
Simple as that. Okay. And an old ass car too. Like, no way.
Like, you guys look like trouble, so you probably are trouble.
Listen, exactly. So turns around, talking shit to our faces. One guy is searching the car, right? All of a sudden, the cop in the back said something. I don't remember what it was. I just remember them asking to turn around again. So we turned around. We're looking at the wall. All of a sudden, he's like, "Ha. What is this?" And then we all looked back, and it was a crack pipe.
Oh.
And the first thing Masi said, "We got all of our teeth."
Oh.
I'm like, "Shut the fuck up, man. What the hell is this?" And we're looking, we're all shocked, right? And he's like, "Look forward." And we look at the wall again. Have you ever felt a gun in the back of your head?
No.
I'm going to tell you this. I hope you never have that in your
I
life.
really hope not.
But if you ever do, you will learn 2 things. Either it's going to give you this huge fear for the rest of your life, or it's going to give you this huge strength for the rest of your life. It's either or. There's no in between. So it was the first time in my life, I was a 16-year-old, I felt the tap of a gun in the back of my
Fuck's
fucking
sake,
head.
Man, you serious?
Right? The second I felt that tap, he's like, don't move. And I hit in the back of my head, I'm a devil man. I started screaming. The second I said that, all of them like, where's your wallet? Where's your ID? And I was like, back pocket. He took it out. He saw it. Everything went down. He's like, listen, we're going to let you go this time. And Master's like, yo, it's never our shit. We never had that. La, 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 la. He was like, no. He's like, I'm going to let you go this time. Either you leave right now or I'm going to get you in trouble. We were a bunch of kids. We jumped the car. We ran away.
And you know jack shit about jack shit.
If we were smart,
He's trying to set you up.
I don't know my strength as a diplomat that I could say, no, I would like to open an investigation into this because I think you're lying. I didn't know my strength yet. So I swallowed my pride and I took that hit and we ran off. Right? We got in the car, we left. They're like, you leave right now, you have to leave the neighborhood. And we just jumped in and we just left. And we never said a single word to anybody since that day. All right? So I was telling that story. I was like, that's one. Two.
That's a fucked up story.
That is an extremely fucked up
I'm
story,
not done.
by the way.
Two.
Okay.
Two. Me, you met Abdul.
Yeah.
All right, me and the homie. If anyone's in New York, go to Yemen Saeed. It's on Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn.
Happy Yemen Palace.
Happy Yemen Palace.
Amazing. It's amazing.
And look at Abdul and tell him Adil loves you so much and he gives you the best hug in the world and just make out with him. I'm gonna get him in trouble.
And get the lamb shack.
Yeah, get the lamb
Obviously,
shack.
get the lamb
Amazing.
shack.
So
Incredible.
it was me and him
Okay.
and Sid, right? His brother. And we had Tony and Marcus, also two brothers, homies, right?
Okay.
So you got two black guys, two African Americans, and three Arabs in the car. And my car was at that time worth in the $40,000 in the 90s as a kid. Why do you have that?
Okay.
So a lot of cops that stopped me, they're like, like, how do you afford this car?
Yeah, he definitely stole it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're sitting in the car. We're having a conversation. We're laughing. We just went to see, I don't remember what movie we saw. It was some dumbass movie. And usually late at night, we would hang out in front of the cinema and have conversations, or we jump in my car, we have conversations, or we go park at anywhere. And we just have conversations. So we're having conversations. All of a sudden, 6 cop cars. Every single angle. We get out. I understood. Okay. Bunch of guys sitting inside, what's the name? A car in the middle of the night. You'd be suspicious.
You don't need 6 cops for that, bro.
ما علينا.
Okay. 6 cop cars.
ما علينا.
Okay.
I understand. I'm not telling you it's right. I'm telling you I understand. They come, they take us out of the car. At that time, my license plate was diplomatic, so they knew damn well not doing it to me. Right?
Okay.
But I'm gonna tell you how I felt. The cop comes, takes all my IDs, sees my ID, sees the car, asks me who I am, I tell them who I am. He gives me back all my shit, like, real quick. Why? Because they don't want to deal with the State Department.
Mm.
They don't want to deal with the embassy.
Mm.
And this is like, we're doing a bunch of bullshit here. This is not worth me the paperwork.
Mm.
So he gives me all my papers back and stuff like that. I'm just minding my own business. And then he gets everybody out. And he's like, looky here. This was the first time. I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna say it. He's like, what are 2 niggas and 3 sand niggas doing together?
Fuck.
This is the first time in my life I heard the word sand nigga. Right? And I didn't understand what's going on. So I'm looking at Marcus, man. Fuck Marcus. I love you, bro. He watches this. I'm like, Marcus, I was like, yo, what's a sand nigga? He's like, you bitch.
What?
This was the first time.
Shit.
And at this time, like, I knew who I was and I knew that I could talk back and ask questions politely. So I was like, excuse me,
Sir?
that's insulting. What did you call me? And he was like, first off, get in your car and get the hell out of here. They're staying here. I got in my car. I was like, you know what? Again, my father watching this, he'll tell he will agree with me. I was a huge
You were
dumbass.
difficult. Okay, you were difficult. Let's put it that way.
I got in my car. I was like, no, I'm not leaving my homies. I got out. I was like, they were in my car and you pulled us out. Why did you pull us out? Why did you get me out of my car? Now I want to ask you the question about me. Why are you getting me out of my car? And why did you want to search my car and then you stopped? I'd like an explanation from you. It was, I think, 7 cops or 8 cops. And they're looking at each other. And they're like, you know what? We're not going to deal with this bullshit today. All of you have to get out right now and leave. We got in and we left. Now I'm going to tell you the third story. And it was with this homie who's a Democrat. Right? I'm not going to mention his name. We were racing.
I think you already did at the beginning of the.
No. Trust me, it's not his
Okay.
name. Okay?
Okay.
Me and him, we used to go racing. I wish my brother Brahim was here. He'll tell you the story. I almost killed my brothers once. My parents don't know this yet.
Don't tell them, bro.
Yes. I really love that story because there's a lot of things to that story, but my brother's not here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So we used to go racing all the time, me and him. So one day we installed some things on my car in the garage, and then we took it out for a test drive. And it was snowy. There was this huge parking lot that was empty, right? And we were doing donuts. We were just drifting. There was nothing, this light poles, and we just sliding through everything.
Okay.
The exhaust was so loud. It was a loud ass night.
Okay.
Cop comes, pulls over. Another cop comes from out of nowhere. Another cop from everywhere. They come out. Who was driving? Chris was driving my car.
Okay.
All right. His name is not Chris. Don't worry about it. All right. I need to give him some white boy name. I don't know what to give him. So let's stick with Chris for a minute.
Okay.
So he's driving. He comes out. They pull us over. The cop just comes straight to my face. Give us your IDs and so on. They're looking at the place. They're looking at Chris. They're looking at me. I'm giving my ID. He looks at it. He looks at Chris. Pulls Chris to the side. And he has a good 10-minute conversation with him. Right? Why you're here. Why you're with this guy. Yada, yada. And keep in mind, I don't live in no redneck state. No, I lived in Virginia. All right? This was a good state. Anyway, all Arabs in Virginia will understand this. So he comes back. Chris comes back. I was like, what's going on? He's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right, okay. Get inside the car. Cops comes. All right, you guys had a lot of fun tonight, did you? Like, yeah, we did. So I was like, all right, enjoy yourself, but you need to be safe. Now go home.
Enjoy yourself.
I'm not done. We go home.
Enjoy yourself.
All is done. All is good. 2-3 weeks later, I'm coming home late at night. All right, I wasn't speeding. I was just going home. I'm minding my own damn business, and I remember what song I was playing at that time. It was when Tupac was Tupac, right? I was listening to All Eyes on Me, and I was heading back home.
Okay.
And all I see is lights right behind me.
All eyes on you, son.
Thank you for that.
Okay.
Pulls me over. It's the same cop, right? He's like, hey. I'm like, oh, hi. Sir.
Hello, officer.
How you doing? He's like, oh, license registration. Here you go. I was like, remember you stopped me and my friend last time? No, I don't remember. You sit in the car. Goes, comes back. He's like, I'm going to give you a warning for noise pollution. And we're going to forward it to the, I'm not going to say what's the process, but there's a process to it. And we're going to send it to that process. I was like, but for what? He's like, you were speeding. I was like, you just told me noise pollution. He's like, I didn't get you on the speeding, but I'm going to get you on the noise. I was like, sir, you pulled us over 3 weeks and it was the same car. And when that dude was driving, you had no problems with him. Why is it a problem today? He's like, well, because it is today.
Because it is today.
Yes.
What a fucking answer.
See how you have to swallow your pride?
Talk about a piece of
So when I'm
shit
talking to this
answer.
asshole, I'm telling him like, yo, man, let's stick with Chris. I'm like, Chris, you don't understand what the fuck people go around you. I'm like, you own people that went to high school with you. You don't understand how they feel.
It's called privilege, bro.
We understand it's privilege.
He
but
doesn't
but it's a good conversation to have. So I was like, in my hopes and dreams that you all fall apart. That's in my hopes and my dreams. I was like, we saw what you guys have been trying to do to all of us throughout the whole fucking Obama administration. We understand we're not dumb. And you guys trying to do a second round? This time we're all going to be ready for you compared to before. When you're just being assholes spreading, hey, the youth needs to stand up and live for each other. And then you let people, look what happened. Look what you guys did to Libya. So I'm going to leave that on you so you can understand it. Nothing. Like I didn't say shit. You don't understand the world. I understand the world. I know how the world should be shaped.
Yeah, that is called the liberal white savior complex. That is when they think. You know, it's funny that you mention it. I was reading this tweet yesterday, and this guy, he was talking about this book called the History of the Two Indias, right? And like all the nasty ass shit, you know, that original natives had to put up with when like the first white man arrived. And he asked the question in the book. He's like,
White man 1.0?
White man 1.0, exactly, you know? Like, and it's
let's add some losing to this, Turks.
exactly.
I'm sorry.
The Renaissance man, the original Renaissance
The
man.
original Renaissance
Okay,
man.
The original Renaissance man showed up in the old world, the new world. And he was like, them savages here. So, and the question was such a good question. He's like, so dear reader, having described all of these stories that have happened, what do you see here? Do you see a civilized people discovering savages, or do you see a bunch of civilized people happening to have a bunch of savages come across them? Because when you think that you are right, and when you think that you know better, and when you think that you understand something, and you don't really contextualize your place in the world and your privilege in the world and where you came up and where you grew up and what you had behind you, blinders, bro. Blinders. Literally blinders, just like this guy.
Exactly. We know you don't know. We see you don't see. And when he was telling me this, he was like, listen, we've proved to the world that our system works. I was like, Black Lives Matter, homie. I'm going to just tell you that. Tell me how you fixed that. Tell me how you fixed that since back in the day. You still haven't done shit about it. But you coming to preach to me about human rights and all this bullshit? What the fuck are you doing?
Bro, I'm glad that they actually have a nice slogan for it now, but the problems are going on for like a good 200,
Yes.
300 years.
Yes, and it's not going to go anywhere. They're not going to solve it. And it's still going to look abroad. But I found it very interesting. Let's step away from that for a second. I found it very interesting talking to an old friend of mine and seeing how this is not him today. This was him from before. I just didn't notice it.
The caucasity of it.
This is going to be the name of the episode.
The caucasity.
The utter fucking caucasity of it. Swear to God, man.
Oh, man. I don't want to give you guys in this mood.
And that's what it is, bro. That's
Seriously,
just like...
motherfucker said we're gonna keep it light this episode.
Wow. And then he ended up giving you, like, the times I almost died. You know? The time I literally had weapons pointed
I
at
had
me.
that conversation yesterday right after you left.
For real?
Yeah, it was right after I left. I was watching Saud's Insta Live and then I finished. And then I was doing something.
Bro.
Shukra I was good. But what's the name? I was watching something, then I saw him pop up and I was like, yo, how you doing? He's like, oh, I'm doing well. I was like, you got a minute? He's like, I got a minute. And then we just did a live chat real
Pass
quick.
along a message to the homie Chris.
I am not passing along any
Okay,
messages.
tell
He's
him-
watching this, by the way.
Tell them to focus on their own shit. Y'all got problems, bruh. Fix your own problems.
Look
Leave
in
us the
house.
fuck alone.
Look inside your own house, homie. Your
Swear to
house
God.
is messed up.
Your house got trash and paint and fries all over. You know?
Unification. Well, anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. This is gonna be the last time we talk to each other.
That's right now.
I'm still in shock. I don't know about you guys.
Oh man, good stories. If you guys want to hear more stories about my childhood, sucks for you. You're gonna be lucky to hear it.
Go get a lamb shank from Happy Yemen Palace.
Yes.
Then
Shout out to Yemen Saeed. Shout out to Abdul Said. By the way, I'm gonna tell you a story about Yemen Saeed real quick. So I was talking to Sid a couple of weeks ago, and he was telling me, "Yo, man, these pigs are on us." About the cops, right?
Okay.
These pigs are on us. They're always looking at us, son. And I'm not worried about them. I see nobody's son. New Yorkers. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
All right. I'm like, all right. I'm like, cool. He's like, yo, these pigs, I got them. I grill them all day, son. I'm like, isn't your brother a cop? He's like, yeah, he's a pig too.
They are pigs. Like, just,
He's like, no, wait. Let me take it back. My brother is a detective. He's trying to solve the problem between the pigs.
he detects the problem. He smells the grease.
Anyways, thank you for joining us. Peace. Yeah, you want anything?
Good stuff.
Let's go.
Peace.